Welcome back to Hospitality Reinvented. I am your host, Doug Radkey, and this is episode number 19 of the show where we are looking to break the status quo and the old thinking that has plagued the bar, restaurant, and hotel industry over the years. Now, we spent the last 8 to 10 episodes talking about strategic clarity and the different playbooks that you need to win in this industry. Now, winning in this industry really comes down to three things: strategy, systems, and execution. These are the tools that set you up for success in hospitality. But today, we are moving beyond just winning. We're talking about building a legacy. Because if you do all of this right, if you build something that is absolutely remarkable, you're not just running a successful business, you are leaving a mark on the industry. So what does it take to actually, develop a legacy brand in hospitality? What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of a legacy brand? Now, when I ask this question, with potential clients or when I'm on stage at a conference, the number one answer I get is how long a brand has been in business. So for me, first off, I want to tell you that building a legacy isn't just about longevity. It's not just about being around for 20 or 30 or 50 years. Plenty of restaurants and hotels have existed for decades, but that doesn't make them iconic. When you really dig deep into that meaning here, building a legacy, it's about creating something so meaningful and memorable and impactful that it influences the industry. It inspires future generations, and it lives through the toughest of days, even when you maybe are no longer at the helm of the business. That is a huge mindset shift to make, whether you are an industry, veteran or just entering the industry looking to start your very own first business. Now, I'm going to be blunt here, like I usually am. Too many current and aspiring restaurateurs and hoteliers and bar owners are just playing it safe. They're not being innovative enough. They're not pushing the envelope of what's possible or even pushing the industry forward. So today we're going to break down the steps needed to create a hospitality brand that doesn't just survive, but inspires and leads. So what does it take to build something that people talk about, invest in, and come back to generation after generation? Well, first, let's define a legacy brand in hospitality. A legacy brand isn't just successful, it's transformational. It's not just a place people visit, it's a place that they talk about. It's not just a concept, it is a benchmark for others in the industry. Take a moment to think about the brands in hospitality that you consider legendary. Maybe it's a brand even local to you. Maybe it is a national brand. Maybe it's an international brand like the Ritz-Carlton, which is known worldwide for its gold standard guest services. Maybe it is the Savoy in London with its historic storytelling, or a restaurant like 11 Madison Park that redefined fine dining with their plant-based menu. These places didn't just show up and serve food or offer a room. They each set a new standard in their own unique way. They changed the industry. They created stories. They became memorable destinations for hospitality professionals and guests, not just locally, but also internationally. Now, those are some big names that I just threw out there, but again, you don't need to be internationally known to build a legacy brand. So how do you build that? What separates legacy brands from just another place to eat or stay? For me, a legacy, starts with a vision that is bigger than yourself. If you are just opening a bar, restaurant, or a hotel because you love food or cocktails or hospitality, that's great. But that is not a legacy vision. A legacy vision is about impact. It is about what your brand contributes to the industry and your community and also your guests. Think about why the Ritz-Carlton's motto is "We are ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen." That is iconic. It's not just about, service. It's about elevating the entire guest experience to a level where hospitality is an art. It emphasizes the company's commitment to providing exceptional service and treating both employees and guests with dignity and respect. That right there is a legacy vision. Now, you don't necessarily need to get to the same level as the Ritz-Carlton, but ask yourself this: what do I want my brand to stand for? How do I want it to be remembered? If you are opening A bar, for example, is it about reviving forgotten cocktail techniques? Is your restaurant about reshaping how people experience global flavors? Is your hotel about redefining sustainable luxury or sustainable operations? A brand without vision is just another business in an ocean of similarity. A brand with a vision, that is your differentiator. That's the beginning of a potential legacy. Legacy, brands are also built on continuous reinvention. They don't just do things, the way that they've always been done. They push boundaries. They create new trends. They don't just, react to the industry. They're the ones shaping it. Look at how the Nomad Hotel transformed boutique hospitality. It took the idea of a hotel restaurant and just completely flipped it on its head, making the food and beverage program the star. Now, hotels across the world are continuously trying to emulate that. In the restaurant space, think about what Noma did for foraging and sustainability in fine dining. They didn't just serve food. They changed how chefs thought about the ingredients used. And in the bar space, look at what, Frankie Solaric is doing with Bar Chef and his other cocktail forward brands. They are fundamentally changing the way cocktails are experienced today. Innovation doesn't just mean being trendy. Trends fades. Trends, they come and go. Legacy brands innovate in ways that become permanent shifts in the industry. You can be a coffee shop, a QSR, a cocktail bar, a casual restaurant, or a nightclub, or any type of hotel or resort. All of these places that I mentioned, they started somewhere, and they started with a legacy vision. Now, how do you take big ideas and make them reality? Here's the number one difference between dreamers and legacy builders. The number one difference is execution. I mentioned this at the beginning of the episode as one of the 3 pillars to success as well. A legacy brand isn't built on just good ideas alone. It's built on impeccable execution. Every detail, every experience, every interaction must align with your vision. Again, I don't care if your concept is quick serve burgers or tacos. You can still execute at a high level, deliver an experience, and ensure every interaction aligns with your vision to do something big and to do something different. You can have the best concept in the world, but if your food is inconsistent, or if your service is average, or if your operations are a mess, you will not build a legacy. Execution is about systems and playbooks and discipline. It's about ensuring that your brand experience isn't just great once, but great every single fucking time, whether it's your first location or your 10th. And let's get something straight here as well. When I look at legacy brands in this industry, there is one character strength that I see in all of them. What they have is they have grit. Every legacy brand faces adversity. They're not immune to economic downturns or staff shortages or pandemics or industry shifts. These things are inevitable in business. The brands that last, they are the ones that adapt, evolve, and push through. When Shake Shack started as a hot dog cart back in 2001, nobody thought it would become a global powerhouse. But Danny Meyer's brand stood for something bigger than fast food. It stood for hospitality-driven experience, even in a very casual setting. That is what built up its legacy. Grit means staying committed to your brand's core, principles, even when things change or get hard. It means adapting without losing your identity, and it means staying focused on long-term impact, not just short-term gains. And for me, at the end of the day, legacy is about impact. It's about how your business changes the guests who experience it, the staff who work in it, and the industry as a whole. If you build a hospitality brand that inspires future entrepreneurs, creates, career opportunities, and makes guests feel something profound, then by definition, and for me, you are building a legacy. Every decision that you make should be rooted in this one question. How does this contribute to the impact that I want to leave behind? Again, building a legacy isn't about longevity. It's about meaningful, lasting influence. So before I wrap up here today, ask yourself these 5 questions. Question number 1 is, Is my brand built around a vision that extends beyond me? Question 2, am I pushing boundaries and innovating within my space? And question 3 is, do I have the playbooks, systems, and execution to create consistency? And question 4 is, do I have the grit to weather future challenges and adapt? And then question 5, am I making a real impact on my guests, on my staff, and the industry? The brands that stand the test of time don't just exist. They lead, they inspire, and they create movements. Thank you for tuning in to Hospitality Reinvented. If you are passionate about transforming hospitality as much as I am, make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with others in the industry. And if you want to chat further, look for my 60-minute impact session or our clarity coaching programs. And remember, if you're looking for more insight or support in making these ideas a reality in your own business, go check out our full suite of resources over at krghospitality.com. Until next time, stay bold, stay strategic, and let's keep reinventing hospitality together.